We'll wait. Sit down, get a burn. That's
Tell me when you start.
Rolling. Go ahead. Yep.
Whoa. Okay, bet.
All right.
Well, this is the Bad Guys Spoken podcast, and to my left we got Brandon, aka Troy Diamond. We have Claire. We have Jalil. We have me, of course, Kenny. We have Marine, and we have AK. And now we're gonna start this podcast.
Do I need to put in music for this?
No, you don't. Okay, so we don't want to get demonetized.
I can't hum any music?
Evolution.
Okay, never mind.
If you do, put Triple H's thing. It has to be Triple H's thing.
We don't want to get demonetized at all. Time to play the game. All right, so this episode is about horror movies, and because we're black, we're late because Halloween already passed. So, so we're gonna talk about.
It's gonna get horrible.
It's gonna get crazy.
I just want to know why he didn't give me props and say that I'd be speaking too from time to time.
Yeah, my dad. His name is also Kenny. Show your face. Show that grin. Oh yeah, the camera loves you. Yeah.
No, it don't. My mama didn't, so I know the camera does.
Wow. I see so bad. It's alright, man.
Okay. So
If you repeat that, I will beat all the flesh off of you. Okay. Your dentist won't even be able to recognize you. I'm sorry. This is a Christian station. I'm sorry.
How you there, man?
So this one is about horror movies, and we're gonna talk about what movie scared us the most. Starting with you, Brandon.
What movie scared me the most? It's not even the scariest movie, but Freddy Krueger as a kid.
Yep.
When I was like 3 years old, my dad used to always watch it. So when he watched it, I just walk in the room and see him just slicing everybody up. And I couldn't go to sleep because I knew they slept and they got lit up. So I was like, I'm not going to sleep being like them.
That's why I have insomnia now.
Wait, who'd you see slicing anybody? Me or the movie?
You said
you walked in and saw him. But I don't want people thinking I was killing people and they'd come up missing.
No, Dad, you never did that.
You don't know that.
No, not at all. He never whooped us.
He's a gentleman.
I don't even know what a belt feels like on my behind.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I can tell you that thing.
Yep.
I beat their ass.
All right. So so anybody else scared by Freddy Krueger? You weren't. He did nothing for you.
No, real thing. Like I could sit through a Jason and Freddy Krueger movie unbothered. But it was It and Candyman. It scared the mess out of me. Because look, I have a fear of clowns, right? It and Candyman, I don't know why. It's the original It.
He just gave us a weakness.
No, not even that though. Pennywise and Freddy Krueger were the same thing, for real. Think about it.
No,
one does it while you're awake.
The original It, though.
Why that one? That one was.
It was just
that was
ugly.
weak.
Like, it was just ugly.
Like young we must. You watched Freddy Krueger when you were young or no?
Yeah, I watched it all the time. I watched all of them.
Here's my question: Are you still afraid of clowns?
Nah.
Okay, good. Because when I show up at your birthday party,
that would be the biggest clown you have ever seen.
That's right.
You scared of clowns? You gotta watch this one horror movie. I think they just came out. It's called Wrinkles.
Can I ask you a question? If I'm scared of clowns, why would I willingly? do that?
But you gotta get over it.
No, I can't. I can handle the Joker. I can handle the Joker. I can handle that. But anything else?
Really a clown.
So raise your hand if you're afraid of clowns. So it's these two. Okay.
I don't like them at all.
See, and you understand my fear.
No.
Bro, look. Bro, imagine waking up at 3 a.m. to a dude just in your face like this with makeup and a big
My
smile.
kids do that every morning when I tell them to get up and go to school.
No,
What's
not
the
even, you
problem?
don't have to be in clown makeup. If I wake up and I see somebody sitting over me, like
Yeah,
no, that would freak me
You
out.
ain't gonna be scared,
Was
bro.
it like a year ago, 2 years ago? Like we had people running around in the clown stuff,
clown
bro.
and
Like
That's
that.
different.
With the knife?
If a group of anybody was running around killing people, I'm straight.
No, they was just sitting in the middle of the street like this. Like, bro, I would run you over.
I remember that adventure.
They can be just like Simba, and I'd be like, I'm not doing
I'm
this.
like, I wouldn't be afraid of lions. Well, I am afraid of lions because if the lion broke out right now, I'm gone.
Lions gotta be the laziest animals, though.
They do because they be like, "This is the lion. You guys ready?"
Okay.
Then they just sitting there like this.
If you believe that, I want you to go out in the wild. I want you to stand in front of a lion and say, "You're not gonna touch me."
I was scared. Now I would do that.
I played Dylan and sent the videos. I'll be so fast.
I do that.
Okay, so are me and you the only ones afraid of Freddy Krueger?
I must be. Nobody else is scared. Apparently, just me.
Listen, the concept of what he was able to do scared me more than him actually. You know what I'm saying? Because him going in the dream, that really scared me. Like it was just a matter of fact that I couldn't go to sleep.
Okay,
You know what I'm
that's how I was about.
Yeah.
If I feel like my insomnia came from. What movie scared you more than anything, Claire?
Okay, the movie that scared me more than anything was Insidious.
Yep.
The first and the second. The third one was not scary, bro. But the first and the second one, I thought it was like, because it really is like movies that could like actually have. I feel like that's like a schizophrenia.
Is that the one where that
type.
thing came out that dude's mouth? That bone looking thing came out?
No, that's not that. That was
Wasn't it? Are you talking about the teeth?
This dude was just sitting in a room. Like he was like.
You talking about that little like thing? There's like
Yeah,
a little
like
Thor
came out his
looking
mouth,
thing.
yeah.
No, that's not the Insidious.
That
Was the
was
one with the little kid, and he was like in the bed. He was like sleeping, and he like went into a coma, but he couldn't get out of it.
That's
he
on
had,
Red
like,
Face, wasn't it? Was it that? Or was that?
Yeah. It's one
It
of
was
the
like
it's
all
one of
the
the red face.
demons and stuff.
No, because the one scene that scared me was the scene where he was in the background. He kept going like this across the room, and then all of a sudden he popped in front of the camera real quick like this. I was like, ah! I had a whole date when I went there, and I jumped,
out his
but I
drawers.
made like she jumped. I'm like, hey, you good? I
I
was like, you good? I was like,
Because
yeah.
the
It's
dad
so scary, ain't
had
gonna
to
get you
go
no more.
into like his coma to like break him out.
That's one of the few movies that made me.
I have questions. What's a whole date versus a half a date?
He wouldn't be doing
I feel said I had a whole date. And I
I ain't
feel
gonna lie,
like,
like Mr. Davis,
what?
like, I always sometimes I'll be like, oh, you got a whole boyfriend.
That's
So
what I
have
say
a half
too.
boyfriend. I'll be like,
Well, see, like me, I'm a whole human being.
yeah,
Okay?
I didn't mean it like that. It's just
He's
like,
2.5 men.
And
"Where my
we're
belt?"
rolling.
You said you weren't going to talk about my weight during the podcast. Everybody out. You're grounded.
Alright, so
You laughing a little hard over there, ain't you?
Is that the one movie you were afraid of?
It
Was
was red.
That's that
I
name.
mean, when I was little, I was more scared. Like now, if I watch a horror movie, I'm like, I'm not really that scared. Besides like the jump scares, but like.
Jump scares do nothing for me.
I mean,
can
when
time
I was
those.
little, everything scared me. Like, I used to watch, like, The Shining and, like,
Shrek?
Carrie
Oh
and
my
stuff when I was Goosebumps scared me. But now,
Is it Carrie?
she said goosebumps.
The new Carrie or the old one?
all of them. I used to watch so many horror movies. I was like,
I was gonna slide past that. I was hoping y'all
do
didn't
y'all
catch
not
it.
remember, like, the
Bro,
dummy?
Goosebumps was
No,
not
I ain't gonna lie though. That one Disney
Slappy.
movie. The
one
black
was
dude
the-
with the dude with the teeth and he had the
I
yellow
forget what
eyes.
it's called.
Hold on.
Oh yeah, purple eyes. I mean, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. The dude, he like.
That's mine.
He was in the Little Richard. The dude played the young Little Richard.
We looked this up the other day.
I can't think of what it's called.
Hold on,
though.
let me
You know what a
Ariana
good scary
Grande?
movie is?
Yeah, it's in a picture.
Watch Hereditary.
Hereditary.
Is that what it's called? Hereditary?
Hereditary, sponsor us. Yeah.
That's an old movie.
Is it? No, I thought it was new.
But it
Don't
don't.
worry
No,
about
look,
it.
cause like, look, it's not your typical scary movie. It's like a subtle scary type movie. Like you really have to pay attention to
Oh, yeah,
really like
That's
see.
my
That's
It's
what
like,
I
it's
like.
like yeah, bro. No, like
That's what I
it's like real life scary. Like I was
It's
literally
like
like,
suspense, kind of.
yeah, but like
Like
you'll
a thriller.
There's one scene that would be like a jump,
Uh-huh.
but it's not super scary. It's like what the heck? But like it's not super scary. But throughout the movie, if you pay attention, it's like a subtle type scary to the point where you have to listen, and then like you know how like witchcraft and all that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, like with the what's that
Ouija board?
Yeah, Ouija board. It's like that type scary where they do that.
Nope, I don't do Ouija boards.
Bro, I'm telling you, it's worth
I
it. I
don't.
promise
Side
you, it's
note,
worth it.
the movie was called Don't Look at It Today. That's what it was
Don't
called.
look at kid. That's the one. It's a Disney movie though.
Oh,
See, you know what I'm talking about?
yeah,
That dude
yeah,
was
yeah,
creepy
yeah,
looking.
yeah.
That dude was scary.
Yeah, that dude was ugly. Though. that dude was smack. Like,
With,
But
uh,
that's
So,
it, man.
I'm telling you, Goosebumps is scary when you little. I was like 5.
I was scared of Freddy Krueger.
I'm trying to figure out how to spell it.
he was over here struggling. I saw him the whole time. What movie scared you, Jalil?
You want to?
Scared me the most, other than the clown movies.
Yeah.
Hereditary one, and then what was that? Look at that face.
That looks like a regular person.
I was gonna say.
Bro, that
I
see,
was gonna say. Apply McDonald's.
he's from. You know.
You'll see somebody look just like that.
You know what? He's from.
I see scarier people every
Alex
single
Wood,
day.
whatever. That Alex Wood.
Literally.
Look at that face. Look at that.
I said
dude's
work a
face.
drive-through too.
My bad. But I don't know actually. What was that movie that scared the mess out of me actually?
I'm trying to think. Like, I know mine.
So it's on you now.
Yeah, I guess he
Okay.
said he didn't have any besides the clown ones. I had Freddy Krueger,
That was my biggest.
Insidious. Like I said, Insidious. Like if a movie make me jump, I'm like, okay, you got some points for that. What's the other one? Conjuring. The Conjuring made me. The Conjuring.
I thought,
Courtney?
I ain't gonna lie. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. I thought The Conjuring was funny. Cause
No,
of that
it was
one
funny.
scene.
Because she was laid up on a thing like this.
She's like,
On the
there's a
dresser.
monster in my room. She's like, oh, let me go look.
And
She's
that's
really
another
just in
thing.
there. Like,
That's what
normally they're
that's
not
what makes
there.
me mad about horror movies, though. Listen to your kids. If they telling you something, Mom, there's somebody in my room. Don't be like, oh, don't worry about it. He'll be good.
Then they want to act shocked when she died.
Yeah, what happened? I told you somebody's in my closet. Like,
This was acting funny this week.
that's what I'm saying.
Like,
You always that's rule number one for me for horror movies. You always listen to your kids and your pets, because pets will tell you too. Pets will, they'll be like, Jimmy, get in here. They snatch him up.
dog.
Yeah, like, you made me look bad.
Like, yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. That's
Wait, okay, is The Conjuring the one with the one scene where the woman was hanging from the tree, dead? Whatever horror movie that was must be it.
That's a low-key a lot of
That's a lot of
No,
That
she
was
like
scary.
hanging
Was it
from
the-
the tree.
That's called Lynch.
I like that.
So that was the 1960s. Like,
That made me like cry.
Have y'all seen
I
To Kill a
don't know.
Mockingbird movie?
yeah.
That
You
was
remember
a horror
Bobo? You remember
movie.
Bobo? What's his name? Bobo? What's that
It's
name?
Michael Jackson.
Boo Boo. Bobo.
I was gonna say, that's Michael Jackson monkey. You talking about?
No, what was the dude's name? Bobo Jack.
Oh no.
BoJack.
Oh,
There was, I think there was a Bobo. I think.
A Bobo or something.
There was a
Double
dude,
Dragon.
that dude everybody was scared of.
There was a blower. I know that much.
Bro,
Oh.
there's a scene in that movie that scared the mess out of me. Look, so the dude was walking in the room, right? And he like opened the door, and the dude's just standing there with this straight face. That was the scariest thing because
said, "Oh, that."
he was tall. He was just tall, bald, and burly. Like that's all he was.
There's a movie I watched recently where it's like, I can't remember what it's called, but basically like if you come in contact with this demon, whatever, you come in contact with this demon or whatever, then it like follows you, like it like
It
linked to you.
follows.
I'm mad I didn't know what it's called.
I was
I was like,
thinking
it follows
I've
you.
seen that.
No,
movie.
you remember the scene where the lady was like coming in the room and this big thing was behind her,
Yeah.
like that. I was like, oh, that mess got me.
Alright.
I'm trying. I think that's all.
Bro,
I
what if
think
you could
about.
talk to your demon? Like, bro, why you still follow?
I feel like you can.
I don't know.
you can.
Yeah, listen,
I
let's
know,
work
it's
something out here.
You're
Like,
gonna
what's
do that
your
with your
problem? Like, what's
secret
going on? What do we need to do in order for you to stop doing what you're doing right now? Because
What
it's
is your
scaring the
end
hell
game?
out
Bro,
of me.
you know somebody's really trying to negotiate. What steps do we gotta take?
Yeah.
Like, God dang,
Yeah, I'm
bro.
about to say that's I can't. I can't do ghost stuff.
Yeah,
What
I don't
movie
know those.
freaked you out? Grown up or now, whatever.
Human Centipede.
Human Centipede.
You
Bro,
watch?
that
You
movie-
watch? Wait, hold on.
I did not.
You watched it?
I did.
You watched it?
I did.
How?
Could not sleep for days.
I watched the
for
first
days.
one.
How in the world?
Yo,
did you watch
I hate that film.
Wait, did you see the first one?
Just
You didn't see the second one? The second one was
There's
even
like
better.
three or four of
There was
them.
like 12 people.
Man, I would have thrown up.
No,
That
there's like
movie
a lot
No,
of them.
nasty,
It
man.
was.
Human
How did they
Centipede
keep
2.
getting funding?
Because people like that stuff. People like that
I've
stuff.
watched
We all
every
know
one
the
of
movie,
them.
don't we? So I'm
Like,
not saying
you
this.
hear
Ask
the
yourself
film
why there's
version
4
and you said it,
Sharknadoes.
it's like coming out. It's like,
That's
yeah,
why there's a group.
care.
It's
There's a
the
group.
same
That's what it's like
storyline.
5 house parties. That's the real one. Not even Sharknado. Like
Sharknado is the worst movie ever made.
But
Okay,
what
okay,
about
let her
Human
finish on
Centipede?
Human Centipede.
Sorry?
You were talking about Human Centipede.
Yeah, I just thought it was really creepy. The whole. Yeah, no, I'm good.
Okay,
So
what
what-
actually
so-
what
so
actually
was it the-
scared you? What movie scared you?
The fact that. What didn't?
But okay, so was it the actual like?
Them sewing in, like, you could
That's what I say
see.
with
You
that.
could see the, like.
Yeah.
Like, that could happen.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably the scariest part. Is that
Yeah,
that
ass to
really
mouth
could
ratio
happen.
was
But
all.
that's why the second one was around. The second one was pretty much the guy was a fan of the movie, and he was like, look, I gotta recreate this in real life, and that's what the whole movie was about. So he kidnapped the star of the first movie.
Oh.
That's why I'm like, yeah.
And so what happened in the third
Why
and
did that
fourth
sad-
Oh,
movie?
the third one, he was in the prison. Yeah, so he got a whole bunch of prisoners. and
I
wrapped
be
them
feeling
up.
like that stuff really be
What
happening.
about the? So it's the same thing, just different locations.
The second one was
Hey Cosby, come here real quick.
the second one was 12 people, like I said, but the thing was, he was just so infatuated with that movie. But the whole movie was in black and white. But what made it funny was the only thing that was in color was the poop, because he tried to make the stuff go into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, they makes the first person eat the beans, supposed to go through the whole
yeah,
body.
yeah.
Yeah, so so I was dying when that thing pooped. Everybody's pooping each other, and he's that was all in color. Everything else was black and white, but the poop was brown. That's why the movie was lit. We're gonna get to you next.
Right.
We definitely gonna get to him.
That
next.
was nasty.
Bro,
So we recording the whole time?
You recording now?
Ew, pasta
Okay.
gums.
what?
Pasta, I'm weak. Okay, so AK,
It's a
it's your
random
turn.
topic.
That's what I'm
What movie scared you, growing up or now?
Believe it or not, I don't even think this is a scary movie. The Terminator.
I think it's
No,
no.
Now listen. Shut the hell up. First of all, listen. So it was the whole concept. It was the whole concept.
No, I feel you.
Because I think I was about 10 or 11 years old when I had first seen this movie. And the way Arnold Schwarzenegger, like, as the Terminator moved in the film,
are you talking about
when,
how
like,
it
the
first
metal
looked, how it
melted
first
off, or, like, the skin melted
Yeah,
off,
the
and you
first
could
one.
see metal,
okay, yeah,
and he was walking and stuff, I was like, yo, this guy's coming to get, like, this
No,
guy's
I feel
real.
you.
You know what I'm
Because
saying?
the first one was legit a horror movie.
Yeah, and then,
Yeah, I
like,
agree.
To that.
I was young and like I would see like something like these water towers, right? And they would have like these two blinking lights, and my imagination ran wild. And there were these lights. I would see them in the dark. I'd be like, "That's a Terminator, bro. That's a Terminator, bro." Like,
Imagine waking up to that dude in your room like.
bro, you feel me?
But if you think about it, though, I mean, his like being scared of that isn't really too far fetched because you think about it. Jason and Michael Myers were the same thing.
They were.
They just weren't robots. like,
Okay, you know what makes me so
person.
mad about Michael Myers? This dude got to be Jason and him are the slowest dudes in the world.
and they always catch up to him.
They always these dudes be like they could literally be in Texas, right? And I'm in Michigan. I turn around, Jason right there, just bro, how? Like, bro, how?
They are
bro?
committed.
No, none of them got a license. They always just walk. Like they always just walk away or run away.
And Jason,
No, wait. Michael Myers did drive.
Not him.
He
I
did
mean
drive.
the person running from them. They always just run.
No, they don't have license.
But the thing is,
No, they
Michael
have
My-
license because their car always dies when it's time to leave.
what's going on? And look, you know what they do? You know what they do? Then they sit there and look at him. Oh God! Oh God! Like, wait, get out the car and run, bro.
And another thing, always check the car before you leave too,
Yeah.
because they'll be like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
And then homie chilling in the back.
They be in the back like,
That's what made me so mad about Michael Myers. He always, it was never, you can never time this. You can never, he would.
they be like,
All right,
There was that
man,
one movie Split where they looked in the mirror in the back and they.
Yo, I saw
That
that.
was good.
Split was good. Split was good. That's
that
another
the
one
guy
that
that
was.
played. Nope, that's not the movie. Never
He
mind.
he had like multiple
He would
personalities.
be like
Okay, then I was right. That's the dude from X-Men, right?
Yeah. I
Kid.
forgot his name though, but yeah, that movie was creepy. And then there's like Mr. Glass or something that came out.
Yeah.
Glass. That's
Yeah.
like I guess they're supposed to be. It's like a kind of like a franchise. I think there was a
That was
movie that came
Doesn't
out
have, like,
before
49
that. I
personalities or
think
something?
was it Unbreakable?
Before Glass, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
breaking.
Unbreakable.
and he had his own
But
movie
he
called
would be
Glass
like a
too.
woman, and then he'd be like a kid, and then he'd be like a grown man. Like, it would just,
Yeah.
like every like 5 seconds.
personality.
He
And
said
then
he
the
got
kid
his
wanted to help him
personality.
like break out, and the man wanted to keep them like locked up, and it was like the same person.
Okay, I have a question. What movie scared you that you laugh at now? That is not the least bit.
Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, Freddy
Freddy
Krueger.
Krueger.
But Freddy Krueger, you did mess me up. I used to have nightmares about that.
Now I watch him be weak.
That is a tough.
But now it's like, if a movie makes me jump, like I said, then I'm like, it's good.
Jeepers Creepers.
Okay.
I used to scare
I
the
take
mess
that
out of
back.
me.
The second one, yeah. That's the one I've seen.
I was
But look,
expecting
now that I look at Jeepers
I was
Creepers,
expecting
she
that.
was
Jaws.
I was expecting
She's
that.
around sharks. I was kidding.
scared of stars. Wow.
She'd be weak during Shark Week at that.
No, okay. So we just messing with you. So okay,
That's cool.
so
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Jaws kind of was because that.
Yeah,
Get
man.
out the pool,
you
bro.
ever seen
Get
Deep
out.
Blue Sea?
Yes.
Okay, that movie gets you too.
What was that scene?
Samuel Jackson, he gave the pep speech. He was like, "Now look, we're gonna get out of here."
Tore him up.
And what made it worse was
He said his body.
they was one had him just like this. He was swimming with him. Other one came out and was like, "Let me get them legs," and then he kept on going. Remember that?
Oh,
Remember that Deep Blue Sea?
I have not seen that movie.
Yeah, you
Well,
gotta see
You
that.
need to see that.
Oh,
what?
It's
well,
that
hey,
scene.
spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
Spoilers.
Samuel Jackson dies in the middle of the movie. Now you have to in the middle of the movie.
Along with his legs.
Yeah, that's a neat
No, wait.
slapper.
The statute of limitations for a movie is 6 months. So if you haven't seen it in that point, all bets are off.
You know what? That's a great analogy. I actually can rock with that.
No, that's the truth.
No, I don't spoil
There's
it. I don't
there's
spoil
one
movies.
for
I
everyone.
thought
I
you
thought
did,
that was
though.
your
The statute of
analogy.
limitations for TV shows is you don't ever give a spoiler, but for movies, 6 months.
Yeah, I feel like if you give a spoiler for a TV show, you deserve to get smacked.
Another thing about horror movies. Why do they have this, I guess when in the haunted house, why do you need to get some butt? I don't understand. If you're in the haunted house, why are you trying to get some butt?
There's
right there,
always
right
that
there?
couple in
And they be
Let's
going
do this.
They be going at it. They breathing heavy.
And they killing me just like this, like.
What was the movie? Where they was at the beach house. Was that Jason or
It was
was
probably
it?
Jason.
They was at the beach house. This dude was getting it in. Jason
Hey.
said.
AK,
I
I think AK gonna be the only one to know this. Do you remember that movie Shrooms we watched at your house? That was the weirdest, like,
Oh
cause
my
they had the
God.
same scene, but it was the villain. It was like a ghost, like a spirit, something like that. And this dude put his like meat out the window, and the
Right.
and the villain was like giving the nigga them like did his meat. And it was the weirdest
It was
movie
like
ever.
some entity.
It was some, I don't know if it's like a demon or something.
You ever seen? It
It was a Netflix movie, so it wasn't good. It was like a straight to Netflix movie.
We watched it, Brooks' house.
He knew it was, but he was high on shrooms. Everybody was high on
Brandon, he
shrooms.
said this neck is out this world.
He said it's to die for.
Oh my, you don't know how funny that is, bro. He was getting
You gotta think, if he get necked by a ghost,
He saw it.
everybody else is looking at him
Rolled
just
down the
with his meat out. That's
window.
it.
He said, you know what?
He saw it coming. He was running away from it. Got in the car.
He said-
Saw it coming.
He's gonna look so tough.
Rolled down the window. Pulled his meat out.
And he gonna say, I'm gonna kill him, but first I'm gonna give him some neck. Like, what? Say that, bro.
Speaking of Terminator, I think it's the only movie where it was a horror movie where they messed around and they didn't die. Think about that. They messed around and they didn't die.
True.
Think about it.
I don't know. Was it?
I think it's the only I can really think of. Was like,
There has to- okay, that's what
two
I'm
people
talking
messed
about,
around.
like, there has
I was about
to
to say,
be
I don't
one.
understand why.
What? No. Hicks, Reese did die.
I would say it's both of them.
Never
that's in the
mind.
story. If it's both of them.
Spoiler alert: Reese dies at the end.
Terminator was 1981. If you haven't seen it,
So if you think about watching it, and why do haunted houses make people horny? That's another.
I would say
Because it's like that. It's that.
zombies
It's
too,
that
zombies.
comfort.
You
We
like
shouldn't be
scared,
here.
but then you like close to someone and they make you feel safe.
no, but it's the same with zombies though. 'cause
I just wanna.
I need
Yeah,
you
that's
in my
right
arms.
there.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's the same with
I feel
zombies.
so
It's just-
safe with
remember House of
you.
the Dead? You remember that? I was saying, he hit it with the hubbity wubbity, so it was
Have you
different.
seen Us?
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't see that shit.
That movie.
No, I didn't see all of it.
But I think it's been 6 months.
Y'all liked it? I didn't like it. I ain't gonna lie
It
to you.
confused me
I
at
didn't
the
like it.
end.
I loved it.
That
What?
get out scene where he just.
I got it.
I got it too. It was. I thought
I
it was.
got it. I was confused, but then I got it. You get what I'm saying?
So what happens? Just spoil it for me because I was.
Spoiler alert.
Either. On Us.
I didn't see the whole thing. I saw like the first like 10
The
minutes. And I was like
lady,
bored.
basically the lady, because you know how there's like there's two of everyone.
Yeah.
So the other person was actually, she switched roles, like places with the original. What was her name?
I can't remember.
Wait, so the killer, the bad person switched?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember in the beginning with the when
There
she
was,
was
like-
staring at herself in the little
Yeah.
little mirror.
Yeah, so she
switched as
switched
kids.
as kids.
So, like, the
so they
tether.
grew up. So she grew up with the normal
So
people.
who was crying? The one crying was her? The bad one was crying? Because I know she was looking at
basically,
it, so she was
listen.
crying.
Basically,
Or something
what you
like
need
that.
to know is the person you think is the bad guy. The entire movie is not the bad guy, really.
So she's
There's
just
a
trying to
difference.
kill her.
Okay, yeah, because she switched places with her doppelganger as a child. Right? Because I'm just going to call it a doppelganger, her shadow self.
It's
Well,
called
you're
a
supposed to
tether.
call it that.
It's called
Yeah.
a tether.
Switch
Her
places with
doppelganger.
She just called it tether.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, tether.
Tether.
Obviously,
You know what a
you guys
doppelganger
don't
is.
know
Well,
about the
It's
lingo.
easier to say doppelganger.
they refer to them as tethers because
So
they
clearly, you guys
Sorry.
are informed.
they call them
We got a
tethers.
genius over here.
No. They call them tethers because they were connected to another person, which was their doppelganger up on Earth. Now, you hadn't seen any of it?
They've seen all of it.
He hadn't seen any of it?
I saw like the first 10 minutes.
Well, in the first 10 minutes, you saw her go down into the House of Mirrors, and then she saw her reflection, and you saw that she was
yeah,
scared.
when she was like crying or whatever.
Well, it turns out when you watch the movie that the family's being hunted by a family of doppelgangers. Well, the woman, the female doppelganger, was the little girl. You find out later that she was switched. So the girl from above ground is now the leader of the doppelgangers, and the doppelganger is now here on Earth on the upper level. She's the one that lived with the family. So that's the shock to it.
Grew
Wait,
up
so-
and had her
Which
own
is why
kids.
So then,
so, like,
when she
weird.
was trying to
Then
kill-
the rest of the movie makes sense.
trying to kill them was the act.
Yeah. So essentially,
Okay, let me put it this way. When you were a child, you went to the House of Mirrors. You saw your reflection in the mirror, okay?
Right.
The mirror is your, let's say, the evil half. What happened was the mirror switched places with you, and you spent your entire life with within this other dimension. Your evil copy was the one that grew up with the family. So in the movie, we're led to believe that she was the little girl the entire time, but no, she's the doppelganger living with that family.
My question is, because she was a kid, so are you destined for evil? Because you can change, like you can be like, I'm a bad kid, and then be growing up around good people. And then
Which one was the evil? Is who destined for evil? The doppelganger or the little
the
girl?
bad one, like it's the bad person.
Well, the
that's,
doppelgangers
are
are
you
bitter.
Committed to that. For
The
your childhood?
doppelgangers were bitter. They had
Okay.
resentment towards the people that lived real lives, happy lives up on the surface. So that's why they wanted to go up,
So they
take
came-
over, and destroy all of the originals.
That's kind of trash. They could easily just be.
I didn't
good
like that
people.
movie. I'm not gonna lie.
They could. The idea that distracts me. They could easily just be good people. Like I hate that they're having fun. Let me go kill them instead of just have fun myself.
You trying to have fun.
You would be better talking about eating rabbits your entire life.
Okay.
They could only eat live rabbits their entire life.
But listen.
Wait.
My pants
The part
is
I hated her voice. Let's talk about that.
That's because she.
Her voice was trash.
Yeah, the reason why is because in the beginning of the movie, she like grabs her neck when she switches. When they switch spots, she like has an injury to her neck. That's why her voice is like that.
It was still trash.
So she crushed
I
her
hated
voice
that.
box?
My thing is not even that. Like I said, if they were so mad at them for being good and not having to eat rabbits, when they kill them, they're gonna have to go back and eat rabbits. That's my thing. You can go and kill all the good people in the world if you want. You're still gonna have to be evil at the end of the day. You could try to be good. That would just even it out instead of just being mad at them.
You come home, same old thing.
Rabbit again. That's your
Like, hey,
problem.
babe. Lee goes home, babe. What we got? Well, we got rabbit juice. We got rabbit feet. And guess what for breakfast we got?
But with the rabbits, but how do they find so many rabbits to feed every single doppelganger out there?
That's probably
Because
the
rabbits
only animal.
reproduce extremely quickly. Like really,
That's why.
really quickly.
That's
why
a
they
lot of
chose
rabbits.
That's what I'm
Look
saying.
at this.
Rabbits.
Brandon,
She attended science class.
Oh my god. What an educated
I have less education than all of you.
You did not have to expose yourself.
You could have just
No,
been
she's
smart on the
basically
camera.
saying she's smarter than us. We need to chill out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
over here. Watch out.
No, but in all seriousness, though, what would you do if you guys came across your own doppelganger?
Bro, I'm throwing blood.
I'd make him go to work in my place so I can
take
take a vacation.
I was gonna say that. I was just about to say
All
that.
the shit
He
I
took me
don't
to
wanna
it.
do. Period.
Oh, you know what? No.
Would you want your life back at a certain point?
No, I'd have my life. I'd be at home playing video games. And the other one would be at work.
I've been 99
I'm already 99 to 2K, first of all. You know what I'm saying?
Don't get twisted.
Don't get it twisted. I'm 99 to 2K.
No, you know what I would do? You know what I would do? I would straight up, like, I would train my doppelganger. Like, okay, I would treat it like how Naruto has his shadow clones. I would somehow get our minds, if they are, like, linked, so whatever he learns, I learn. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so I would go out there. So I would go out there, hey,
I'm be a thought.
you know, I gotta go to school. Go do my homework. So I would get the knowledge just from him. I would try to
That's
figure
how
out
we're
if
gonna
we
be cool.
could link minds
I feel
some
like
way.
your doppelganger
listen.
will get heated after a while. He'd be
Now
like,
listen.
So what are you
Because
doing?
if he's your doppelganger, Jalil, you know yourself. There's no way you taking shit from yourself. I know that for a fact.
That was my question. That was my question because he's gonna tell this guy what to do, and he's just supposed to take it and go.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I ain't gonna lie, because I don't listen to people. I would
don't even listen to me. Like,
I'll be like,
I don't listen to
today
you.
we gonna do this. You do it.
My ass.
Yeah, you definitely my mama gang. You right. We ain't gonna do nothing today. You know what I'm saying? Give me some. But who
So they
gonna
would be
cook, though?
like, after all of that, that's all they gave.
After a while, we just gonna be sitting there like,
Say you want a 4 for 4?
oh man.
Okay, well here's the question, and we're left to assume that at the end of it, all of these doppelgangers killed the people up in the regular dimension, up on Earth. What do you think happened after that?
Niggas ate rabbits.
They went back to a rabbit feast. Like,
Because you saw them trying to you saw them trying to reenact the Hands Across America.
Yeah.
So after that, what would you think happened?
I think they just went back to the ground.
I don't.
But they don't have to.
Maybe they
They don't have to because they rule the upper
And
level.
they couldn't speak.
They couldn't what?
They couldn't speak.
so what you want?
They couldn't speak, so,
Well, they couldn't speak below either.
yeah.
So you can have at it on the
But
you know on
couldn't
the
they
surface.
only do like any type of? Couldn't they only do something that the person?
Yeah,
above
they could
ground
only
could
mirror
do?
their doppelganger.
Yeah, so
up
they
top.
can't
That's
do
all they
anything
could do.
unless their doppelganger does it first, right?
Doppelganger's dead. They're not going to lay there for the rest of the day. You know.
Low key.
That's not the first thing I want to see when I open.
Okay.
We're back. All right. So Claire is leaving us.
Bye guys, it's been
We
real.
want to thank you for being here
Thank you for having me.
in our humble abode. All right.
All right.
Thanks, Claire.
Good time, love, drive, stay.
Bye everybody.
Claire. You've been a gentleman and a scholar.
Gentlemen.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Okay. So another take I want to talk about. If the killer is not dead, you know, they always come up, you know, so they be laid out, and they be like having a little gun, they be like, then they leave. You need to blow his head off. That's
Yeah.
what I said.
I don't understand why they can never finish the job. Isn't it?
Never do.
Because it's that.
They always leave. They be look back around, nigga gone. That's like, what is that?
And then it always pans to that when he just
walk back.
They're driving.
he goes into some random thing, and then he just sitting there, and then the guy's like, "Can I help?" It's like,
He said, "Hey, buddy, can you hear me?"
and it's just something like that.
Hey, buddy.
And then it's like some random scream, and then it just
Get
goes
that
off.
mask off. What are you doing?
Jason Voorhees, is that you? Okay. So, what do y'all think of Scream? The movie Scream. I think that's a
That movie
I
wasn't
thought it was
scary.
terrible.
I thought it was a terrible
horrible.
movie too. He was so clumsy.
As far as
He always was falling for
He
no
just
reason.
just fall.
It's an
Now
entertaining
remember,
movie.
I'm sorry, Brandon. Scream's not meant to be taken seriously.
Okay, I
thought it was.
It's a parody of horror movies. It's a spoof.
Okay, I was gonna say, as far as it being a scary movie, it's not scary, but it's very, it's an entertaining movie to watch.
I think
It's definitely one you should watch. I'll watch it. I think it's funny. But
He was scarier in a scary movie than he was.
he was. He had a good little twist too. And what is up with people calling out the killer?
What do you mean?
What are you waiting for?
I
What are you waiting for? I'm like, why are you doing it?
I'm right here.
Because they get a sense of confidence, like near the end when it's just them, everybody else is murdered. They're like, yeah, I've had about enough of you. Like, no.
And then they always kill them in the lamest way.
Yeah.
with an axe, and like I said, then they leave, and the nigga's not dead.
He
Where'd he
gone.
go?
You sound like Freddy versus Jason. Everything you just named, because you're not even scary. What was your girl's name from Destiny's Child?
Kelly Rowland.
Yeah, when she got in his face trying to be
She
funny,
went
and
trash.
they defeated him
didn't
with
he like knock her
the.
head?
In a lame way.
He hit her
Yeah.
with a machete. She didn't even get cut in half.
Her head
He
exploded.
literally hit her with a machete. She went flying, hit a tree. It was like,
Oh yeah, that
I'm
was.
still trying to understand that because he said it's
I'm
sliced
thinking
right
what's called.
through.
I'm thinking of Jason when he just punched that dude's head off. I was thinking of that.
no, no. That.
he had the hands for him though.
I tell you what, the black people in horror movies, they be cracking me because he literally gave this nigga the 64 palms. He was like,
He beat him all across the.
Jason was like,
I feel you, but
No. You know he's like.
Have you all seen that? Jason Takes Manhattan.
I haven't seen it.
I have not.
he literally.
He's on the rooftop fighting this guy, and the guy fashions himself a boxer, and he's throwing his punches, and every time he hits him, Jason backs up further and further until he gets to the edge of the rooftop, and the whole time he's getting more and more fatigued, and then finally he goes, "Take your best shot." Jason takes one shot.
knock his head smooth off
I
his
just don't
body.
understand that.
Bank like it was gone.
And why do people investigate like weird noises? You hear a weird noise like, huh? What was that?
Must be the dog.
Like, what was that? Like, they gotta investigate. What was that? What's going on?
They always have the same two weapons: a bat,
Is anyone out
like
there?
or like a I don't know, something wooden or some wooden
So
other
2x4.
Why does everybody sleep next to a bat? Every white family sleeps next to a bat in the movies. There's
The-
go
and
handle
the-
this
and-
way.
and the
Does that
weird-
actually happen in real life? Like,
Look,
do they actually sleep?
I don't know anybody that does that.
I've never met one.
I know a couple people that sleep next to weapons. Yes,
I don't think I've seen that have guns.
I used to.
Never a bat. You sleep next to a bat?
Not next to a bat.
Next to
He sleep next to that.
That's what he sleeps. I got that thing on me.
Because that goes for.
I don't want to say. Let's just
I sleep next to Popeye's biscuit. You got
You gonna choke him to death? No, you need a McDonald's biscuit.
See,
You think Popeye's biscuit's bad? Have a McDonald's
Don't
biscuit.
even just give us some McDonald's. Spider.
Jason would never come back at that point.
Jason gonna be. He gonna.
You can leave then. You can leave
Yeah,
then.
you like,
you dead.
yeah. Oh man.
They be sitting there with the gun shaking, like nah, move that gun. Give him the Sprite real quick.
that's
Give him
the
2
thing, though,
cents.
like-
yeah.
Oh no, not the Sprite! Every time he come in contact with you, he can think
Let's
of
just
some
give him
Sprite.
2 good sips and he done for.
But that's the thing though about those movies though, like it's like I don't understand why people like they try to be vulnerable as possible for some reason. Like they always trying to split up for some reason.
Because they want to make it like mysterious or whatever.
But it's like realistically, why would you be like, hey, there's somebody in the house, let's split up.
Yeah,
like there's
like-
8 of us. Why don't you stick together,
That don't even
wait
work
for
in
Jason to
Scooby-Doo,
show up,
like-
get this nigga, pow,
beat his
pow.
ass.
You know what I'm saying? I would've
Right,
jumped
because like
him.
the first thing they're gonna do is I found him, and then everyone's gonna run. It's gonna take them a minute to get there. By that time, you dead. Like
I was gonna say that they don't even work
so
in Scooby-Doo, so why would they try it in a horror movie? It always works when they all meet back up again.
Think
so,
about
like,
that though. Like the monster, whatever, it's always some old man Ackerman. I would have got away with it too. But the thing is, like, you know, what I'm saying you can beat him down. You can't beat down Jason. Like that's stupid.
The old man Ackerman.
I tell you what.
it is always some old dude. Like
Oh yeah, old man
bitter.
Smithers. Yeah, I say that. I can't stand that, and I hate when they do that thing like when they for some, I don't understand why. If you going through something like that, why would you sleep alone? I would be like, nope.
Why would you go to sleep at all in that house?
No, not in that house. I'm just saying in general. Like, oh yeah, I'm about to just like no. I'd be like, hey, I need some help because
My only thing is in the movies, every time they fall, why does the dude never get up? They're never they're never like I fall right here and the killer's right here. It's like I fall right here and the killer's like in a whole other room, and then they just keep on crawling. You know? Like, just get up.
Right, like
their first
instinct is to crawl and do that.
They have
it's
more
not
than
to
enough
get
time.
back up. Oh my god.
They just keep turning on the ground. They're turning their body up to where they're looking dead at him.
Watch the first Friday the 13th movie. I think it's the first one. Either the first or second one. Literally, the girl trips like 6 times, literally running from Jason. She trips so many times. It's bad.
Oh my gosh.
It's awful.
I do got a question. Because I'm gonna admit mine too. What's something weird that scared y'all? Like in movies, like just like not even a scary movie, but like just one scene y'all had a fear of or something like that.
Once you know, like it doesn't have to be a scary movie.
I prefer it to not be in a scary movie.
Oh, you know what was high key kind of scary was Final Destination.
That is a scary movie though.
It was kind of scary because there's this one scene. There's this one scene.
I'll tell you something just like.
This one scene was this dude was mowing his lawn, right? And he went over a rock, and that stuff went straight to the girl's eye. I had like a 6 to 8 month fear of lawnmowers. Like
I don't drive behind semis. I don't drive behind semis.
With them little things.
Yeah. With the lumber, I don't drive behind that.
Or those big trucks that have the cars on it. I can't drive behind those.
Oh,
I get anxiety. I'm feeling one of them things will fall
Because
or
Final
something.
Destination will have you feel like that. Like you can't do anything now.
I can't get last. I said I want to get LASIK surgery because of that one. Man, that one tore that girl eye up.
I got a weird fear of like my eyes.
Yeah,
and,
I won't do nothing. I don't even wear contacts.
I can't do that.
I don't do nothing with my eyes like that.
I tried them contacts one time. I was like, I didn't even have nothing wrong with my eyes. I just wanted to try it. I was like, like, that mess was awful.
But I was gonna say mine because you already kind of know mine. It was a technical glitch in Shrek. It was the most random thing, but it was like they tried to produce the movie and it like the image didn't come out right. They made this gross face, and as a 3-year-old kid, I was terrified. It was like a half second. I was started screaming. I was like 3 years old. I remember that. I was like, he remembers there. I remember in our old apartment. I would walk in and see y'all watching it, and it would be that. I don't know why y'all was just watching that casually, and I saw that. I was terrified. And I never. I go out of mine.
It was Courage the Cowardly Dog. He should scare me too.
Yo, return the slab.
Stop! I hated that too.
No, but you know why y'all were afraid of that? Because it wasn't 2D like everything else was.
Yeah.
That was 3D, and that was so it just looked off. So you're like
all his villains were always chilling. Like they just be chilling.
He's smiling.
Right. Like when they do that, why you like?
He had
the pop-up girls.
The creepiest backward like Louisiana music would always be playing in Courage the Cowardly Dog. Like,
Why would it be fire though? It would be fire though.
That shit would be so weird.
Now, Brandon, are you talking about? Are you talking about scenes intended to be scary?
Like they're not supposed to be. It's like
It wasn't supposed to be scary.
They're not supposed to be scary, but it scared you. That's what I already
it's
told
like
you.
a random scene when you watching a movie or something. You're like, oh, what in the world?
Because obviously the movie of Shrek ain't scary, but
I'm trying to think of a movie that had me like that.
That's-
Like if it's not a non-intentionally scary movie, made me scared or something.
I think for me,
I don't think
Fast and the Furious 2. I think it was that movie. It was some movie, bro. They put a bucket on this dude's belly, and there was a rat in there.
Oh,
Was it?
No, it was.
What
I
movie
know
was
what you're
that?
talking about. That's I know what you're talking about.
And
And,
they-
I know Game of Thrones.
Like
and the rat was biting him, right?
Yeah, but that wasn't Game of Thrones, but it was in something else too. Like
Oh, what's that movie? I
it
know
was.
what you're talking about.
It's a method of torture that they use.
I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
like
You know.
there was a rat, and they put it in this bucket.
I know what you're
And
talking
then they
about.
put the bucket on your stomach, and then they have fire,
Heat it.
and they
Yeah.
heat the bucket up so the rat be like going crazy in there, biting your stomach.
They did a
and stuff.
similar scene.
Oh yeah, that was
in,
Too Fast, Too Furious.
They
That
did a
was Too
similar
Fast, Too
scene
Furious.
in Missing in Action 2 with Chuck Norris. It was a POW. They had him upside down, hanging from a tree, and they put a rat inside of a bag, a sack, and then they agitated it with a stick. Then they tied the sack over his
the first
neck,
one did.
and you just saw the thing just going nuts on his face, and you just see that. I should do this on camera, but you see the head going crazy like this, and then he just stops. He just stops moving. This is Chuck Norris. They remove the sack, and the rat is dead in Chuck Norris's mouth while he's swinging around. I just went, oh!
No, you know a movie? I just thought about it. It's not even a scary scene. It was the scene. Y'all talking about torture scenes. So the scene on James Bond. You already know what I'm talking about. The scene in James Bond where they strip James Bond butt naked and they cut the bottom of his seat
I know
out.
about
The
too.
sack part.
And then they took that little. I don't know what that thing was. Like someone with a ball attached to it.
Quantum of Solace.
He was turning his nuts up.
I remember
He was like,
that.
"Where's the codes?" I don't know what he asked, but he's like, "Where's the codes?" And James Bond was just, "I don't know." I was like, "What?" He would. As soon as he started swinging, I would have like, "Okay, look, so it's 1416."
You never saw that
My
scene?
password is.
You know, what made it funny, but it wasn't, was the very next scene when he was sitting down after he came and saved him. He was sitting up with a house coat, butt naked, relaxing. I said, "Yeah, that's the way it's gonna be."
No, but wasn't he agitating? Wasn't he like, "Thank you, sir. Can I have another?" Didn't he do something like that?
He was trying to show him that he wasn't phasing him.
No,
but,
ain't no way.
There is no, because his testicles had dropped through the hole in that chair, so they were like.
As soon as I'm sitting there butt naked and I saw them cutting the chair out, I would have told them everything they need to know there.
That was hands down the worst torture scene I had ever seen.
That was the worst.
That was the worst torture scene I'd ever seen. I thought I'd seen them all.
Okay, that's number 2. Number 1 is so quick, but it was so messed up. Remember the scene from Saw 2? The scene
Saw and Unthinkable has some bad torture scenes.
Unthinkable, yeah. But on Saw 2, remember when that girl was supposed to go into the needle pit?
Oh,
That's
okay.
one of the worst ones. She had to go
With
into the
all the
needle pit to
syringes?
get the key. You know, syringes. Yeah. And no, it wasn't supposed to be her. It was supposed to be that big buff dude was supposed to do it. He's a drug dealer. He's supposed to do this. Like, remember, he was like, "Yeah, all your life
That's
you've been
right.
giving people drugs." And, yeah, so he was like, "I ain't doing that." And
That's
threw her
right,
in
he
there, and
did
she was in
throw
there
her
like,
in there.
And she had a needle stick.
Yeah, those
I
things
just
hurt.
imagine all them syringes. She had to dig through them. She just digging through them trying to get the key, and she didn't even get it after all that. She did all that.
This isn't a
Too late,
horror
it's 2
movie.
seconds too
This
late.
isn't a horror movie, but a scene that terrified me, and I have to go. You're gonna freak out on this and laugh, but it was actually the Color Purple. The Color Purple, when Miss Sophia hit that man. Remember when the white man told her he needed to apologize, and then he slapped her.
Yeah.
And she went and cold cocked him, and as soon as she hit him and he hit the deck, you saw her just close her eyes like, like, what have I done? And she balled her fists up, and the first thing she could do was say, "Get my kids out of here," because you knew she was in trouble and might have gotten killed. And I remember being terrified for her because I'm thinking, this woman's about to die. I'm glad she didn't, but that terrified. She did that scene so well. You need to do a blog about awesome scenes, but yeah, that one got to me.
I remember Roots. It said Color Purple, so I just thought about that.
What scene scares you in Roots?
It did scare me. It did scare us, but
The cover
used
was
as a scare tactic.
That uses scare tactic.
What were you gonna say?
Vikings when
The Blood Eagle
Yes.
torture.
Yes.
What happened there?
Oh my
Which
god!
movie?
I know
You said
exactly what
Vikings,
you're
the
talking
Blood
about.
Eagle torture. What happened there? I don't watch Vikings.
So basically, they take a sword and they slice your back. They slice your back.
Like open?
Yeah, they slice your
Okay.
back open, but they slice it open
I remember
in
that
2
scene.
areas.
I
Yeah,
remember
1,
that scene.
2, and then
they
they reach in there and they pull your lungs out.
They making wings?
Yeah,
Oh, that's the hardest
and
thing
they
I've
rest-
heard.
and they rest them.
Dude,
Pull
that
your lungs
scene
out and they rest
just freaked
them on
me
your
out when I
shoulders,
saw it.
bro. It was so brutal.
That's the most
that
gangster
is some
stuff I've
savage.
ever heard.
That is some savage.
Yes, that's cold.
I do believe is it the 5th or 6th season that is returning December 4th?
Good.
I want to say
Good.
Vikings.
You know another scene that irritates me about horror movies?
Alright.
You know the medicine cabinet? It's always like, they look at it, and then they go like, they open it up, get the little whatever it is.
They close it.
Close it back up, and the person, ding, like, you know what I'm saying? Or they do a thing where they don't do it, and it's just like, ding, like, you think it's going to do something, it's like, nope. Turn around, ding, like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, they got to take that out. We're done with that.
They all got medicine. Like, they all got anxiety.
They be struggling for them pills. Like, they're all expired. Get them out of there. And we're back here with
They'll never let me get it out.
Just lost your job.
They'll never let me get it out. All right.
Where'd you use that voice?
All right, we're back. Okay, Brandon, you had a question.
I did. This could low-key be a segment in itself, but it's still like horror. But is there any video games that scare you? Because
Yes.
that's a good one too.
I gotta remember what it's called. Oh no, I know what it's called. Yep,
I think I know what yours is.
Clock Tower.
I was gonna say Clock Tower was yours.
That big bald, it's a big bald guy in a black trench coat, and he's got these big garden shears. And this game's back on like the first PlayStation, but now it's like you look watching, be like, man, that man's scared. Back then he just running around chasing you. You're a girl in the game. You're like, ah! So you running around the whole time. He's trying to chase you, and it's the scariest thing.
What's the one? It didn't scare me, but what's the one with Pyramid Head? What's that called again?
Silent Hill.
Silent Hill. I would say a lot of people scared of that. I was scared. I was scared of House of Dead as a little kid, cause I don't know why. Just as a little kid, I was terrified of that game.
Yeah.
But later on, There was, what was that game called? They had like, we never had the game. It was just a demo.
The Last of Us.
The Last of Us scared you?
That game, cause
Go
like,
the clickers?
yeah, bro. Oh my god, cause this just be coming out of nowhere.
You gotta be quiet. You sneaking like.
Bro, and Left 4 Dead, the what them things, the crawler.
The hunter?
Yeah,
The hunter's
bro,
a savage.
the
though.
hunter scared the mess out of me because you can never see him.
You
You
see him
never
fly.
see him. You would literally, when you do see him, he just prance like that. He just come back. You know what I'm saying?
By then
He's
it's too
dead.
late. By then it's
He-
already too late.
You can tear you up. I'll be like, I remember one time I was playing online, right? Nobody told me, I could not hear it. It came out of nowhere. These dudes literally just sitting there like, I'm like, not gonna shoot it? Like, you can let me die. Oh, my bad,
No,
bro.
but now I think about, for me, there was, besides House of the Dead when I was little, this is older too, because I don't really get scared of video games anymore. But in Resident Evil, do you remember when them bugs came up?
Which Resident Evil are you talking about?
You talking about the,
this is Outbreak. Resident Evil
yeah, I'm
Outbreak.
about to say, yeah.
So, and them bugs, you could hear, especially if you got the volume on like you,
That is,
and it makes you
I don't
start
bugs.
itching. I hate bugs, so like that's what got me. And I was like, I can't do this, and it took me a minute to beat that game. I think Kevin had to do it for me, low key. But
Would y'all ever?
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What was has there been a scary moment in your life that you were like, okay, this could be a film?
Could be a film.
Scary moment in your life that could be a film.
Dad got a lot.
You
I
know,
mean, he used to always do
if
stuff.
you knew my life, that's a
Dad
horror
didn't, grow,
movie. In
Dad
Oh.
didn't grow up in the
I
suburbs,
had
so
one
he would have a lot.
When we finish filming, I can talk to you about 3 or 4 hours about this. Okay.
Dad grew up with Chief Keef, so
Chicago life, man.
I'm saying, so his story could be a little
I don't
different than ours.
have one.
I don't think I have no like. Mine's just random. It'd be quick. Be like, oh, like it was something
Oh,
like
oh.
that.
I know for a fact my life could be a movie because I do have a lot of moments in my life that are like, dang, bro.
They're never like
nothing
scary. Like,
Probably
I
when
never like encountered no clowns in the street. And I'm
Probably
like,
when I had my pregnancy scare. That was.
We've all had that.
It's like you're not. He said you are not the father. Like, woo. Like, ooh, y'all, yeah, that's a jump scare right there.
You know, Daniel, I hate you. No, I haven't none of that. No, I ain't never-
He's about to answer his video game one real quick.
Yeah. Resident Evil 5. And that was
That's the one with the African one, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Bro, the thing is, I'm not lying to you when I tell you, you know what language they're speaking in
It's
there?
Swahili.
Swahili.
I say,
So
Swahili. They
literally,
say it.
I'm playing this game and I know exactly what they're saying.
He's like, hey,
Yeah.
how you doing?
Watu, wawe, watu. I'm like,
What are they saying?
Kill them. Kill those people. Kill them. And I'm just sitting there like,
Bro,
bro.
it's legit.
Yeah.
They're not like ham sandwich.
I'm like, yo, what's
That's
going
just how
on?
Mortal Kombat.
Michael Jackson's a Puerto Rican.
Like, ah, jeez.
Jeez, that's funny.
She still got me thinking scary moments in my life.
I say you can definitely answer this because the whole. I don't know if you feel comfortable telling.
That's what I'm trying to figure out what I can say on camera. What
I'm saying I'm
It's the bad guy
You
smoking
did say no
podcast. You
holds
said what
barred.
you
You
want.
did say
I
that.
did say no holds
the
barred,
rap,
but
I'm saying
also
the rap one is the most. That's the most traumatizing to me because that makes me
Yeah, say that.
uncomfortable.
Say that.
Tell
That
story,
rap
though.
one's
The rap
disgusting.
The rat.
So my dad has a fear of rats. Like he's a big dude. So the fact that he's even
why
afraid
you
of rats
gotta
is crazy.
preface it when they being a big dude?
Because he is shaped like a wonder ball, and like so, I want to make sure people know this. So like I said, he's a really big dude. So it's weird that he's scared of something this small. So you're going.
It is
Okay, before this happened, I did not have a fear of rats.
Okay.
But we were at my grandmother's house, and she used to own a store. So beneath the store was there were 3 house units connected to each other in a U shape. So there was a lot of area beneath the 3. There was a huge basement. There was nothing but coal down there. It was a bed of coal used to fuel the furnace. As a result, there were a lot of rats down there. So we go down there and throw the charcoal, the briquettes, if you want to call them, at the rats all the time. Never bothered me. So I was about 5 years old, and we were playing around in my grandmother's upstairs area, and there was a big laundry, a pile of laundry. So we were moving laundry around, and we came across a dead rat. I don't know how I got down there. The laundry been down there long enough to, I guess, crush it or whatever. Maybe he died prior to that. Well, anyway, we took the rat out. We're playing with it, swinging it by the tail and stuff, and I'm just laughing while my cousins are messing with it. Then they take it and they stick it into an animal crackers box, and this is like a little cookie box. They stick the rat inside of there, and they start stabbing it up with a little knife. So I'm looking at it like, oh, this is just gross. And then they take it out, guts are out of it and everything, and they're swinging it, and he hits me when I said stop. He hits me again, stop. Boom, stop. So I started to panic. Stop. Boom, stop. Boom, stop. Boom. Ah! Ah! So, I'm starting to freak out, and I know the people behind watching this are like, I want to see what this guy looks like. So, I take off running.
Bear?
What's that?
That's what he looked like.
So,
Bro, he gonna catch you at the door.
so anyway,
See them hands?
so I
Shut
take
up,
off
receiver.
running, and they chase me around the house.
No, but this is the part right here.
And then one of the cousins knocks me down on the ground and sits on my chest. So I start screaming for grandma. Remember, I'm 5 years old. I'm grandma, grandma. So he grabbed me and held me down and held my mouth open while I'm screaming. I had no idea what they were going to do. And then he stuck the rat in my mouth. Snout. How you shaking your head? That's how I did it, okay? So if you want to call it snout first, but head first in there, and I just start vomiting, okay?
Wait, is your cousin?
Yes, my cousin.
Oh, yeah, bro, my fade, bro.
Now,
I faded him, bro.
here's the deal.
Think about that. This rat was
They were-
stabbed up. His bloods and guts coming out.
And they were much older
and
than
they
he was.
dipped
They were
in a
probably like a
5-year-old's
little
mouth.
younger than us.
So
Like, they were
I'm
probably, like,
vomiting,
16.
but
He was, like, 5.
if you block somebody's mouth, the passage,
Yeah.
it's gonna come out through your nostrils.
Wait, what?
So vomit was coming out his nostrils while he's choking on a dead rat with his guts out.
So I was messed up for days. So because of
That's like,
that,
even hearing that story, I'd be
because
like,
of that, I don't want to see any rodents, especially not dead rodents. Now, here's the funny thing: I've been a safety director for 25 years. I had literally had to remove a guy's glass eye and fish around in his socket to try to find fragments of steel because he worked at the steel mill. That didn't faze me. But if a mouse this small jumps in the room, I'm on top of that table screaming louder and higher than any. I'm like, ah!
So we didn't know about this, right? So my little brother decided thought it. I don't know if it was him. I didn't know if it was Jason.
I didn't know the story. Granted,
We
I would not
didn't
have
know
done
this
it.
then, but I bought a prank set. It had a little fake snot in there, a fake eyeball, and there was a fake rat in there. Now he thought it'd be funny to put the fake rat in my dad's bed. Remember, he's going through. He's going through a traumatic experiment.
I have a conditioned fear. Okay.
I didn't know this.
So we didn't know this. So
I was like
he
10.
did that.
This sounds like something you.
I think was it late at night when you did that? I feel like it
Low
was
key.
usually late at night or
It was,
early in the
late at
morning.
night for us. It was like 8 o'clock. And so for us, because for us, we got to start winding down. We ate dinner.
So when that happened, I remember that was going on, and
So it was a school
all of a
day.
sudden we hear, "Hey, get down here now!" So we're looking like, what's going on? Who thought it was funny to put this rat in his bed like this? And I was like, oh snap! Man, it was all bad.
Because like I said, I didn't know the story. I was just like, Dad don't like rats. And obviously.
That's all we knew was that he didn't like rats.
We just Dad don't like rats. He never told us that when we were younger.
Well, I'm not gonna say, hey,
Why?
son, I want you to be strong like me, be a man. By the way, I'm afraid of rats. Just can't do that.
I go like, so, if a man came to me, he had the most manliest personality. He said, "But I'm afraid of rats." I'd be like,
I'm like, but knowing
like-
the reason why later on, I was like, ugh. I'm like, I'd be scared of rats too. I wouldn't.
Yeah, but how do
I'm scared of
you
humans.
think that turns out when you're with a girl and you're at her house and then you hear, psh, and then she,
know what?
oh, I got him, and she really picks the thing up, and I'm like, ah!
"Oh, she
Okay.
She gonna be like,
So I shouldn't throw them away.
so you and I are done." I'm like, "You right.
She was just like,
You go with rats? Like,
you know where the door is, right? Yeah, I do. Okay. Don't call me. I know. Don't-
She's like, your number is blocked. All of them. Like,
I'll call you when I want sex, but no, we can't talk about that. No.
not if I have a rat.
Yeah.
like so no sex.
Even then, I couldn't do it because I got a reminder of her. Nah. I'm not gonna say it because we got a young lady present. So.
I don't really have no because that's obviously traumatic. I don't really have no traumatic things.
My childhood wasn't traumatic.
I'm saying, but everything there's like quick moments where I'll be like, oh snap, like what's about to happen. That's about it. I remember one. It's not even like scary. Well, it was scary to me because we were young. Do you remember the old fridge we had, the old black one? Yeah, Jason was behind it, and I didn't notice, and I kind of swung the fridge kind of hard, and it hit Jason in the head, and it put like a hole in his head, like right here, and he was like bleeding, and I was freaking out. I was probably freaking out worse than he was. Jason was cool after like 5 minutes, but it was just like he was like leaking.
You know, Jason's
bad.
lightweight retarded. so that's why. That's why he was cool. That's why he was cool. Hey, like, what?
Because at first he was like, "Ah," he was bleeding, he was like leaking, and then but after a little bit it was like passed up. But you could still see like a tiny hole in his head, and I was freaking out.
Why am I just
Now he looks like
hearing
NBA
You were
YoungBoy.
Was I there?
You were there, yeah? Because I came to y'all. I thought I was about to
I'm
get
getting
tore
old.
up. I thought I was
I'm
about to
getting
get
old.
whooped so serious, and I didn't mean to do it. I was like,
I think
sorry. But I said, but yeah, it was definitely an accident. It was just it was like wrong place, wrong time. I swung at it a little too hard, and he was just right behind it. You know, Jason's always somewhere he don't need to be.
Always,
So,
always.
He's like my little brother. He's just in a place he don't need.
What was
to
your
be.
traumatic experience?
Okay, there was one traumatic. It's not like super bad. Okay, it is because
We
I
are
could have
so
died.
off topic here.
No, we are. But see, we
Like-
broke into this.
So basically, I was at a party with people. Obviously, I should not have been there with, and. You know how at parties you got them dudes that just be ready for anything for no
For
reason.
no
Like, we
reason.
just trying to have a good time.
Always one.
So I was next to my homie, and like when you get that feeling like, bro, something's about to happen. So I'm like y'all trying to like go or something? They're like, no, bro, we good. I'm like, all right, whatever. And so out of nowhere, I just look over and I just see this white boy was getting Jade something serious. Like, they was tearing him up, and then seconds later, just starts getting shot up. I don't know who was shooting, and all I know is like I was like ducking and running, and I just heard, and I was like, bro, was that a bullet? And I like looked, and the bullet was literally like if I'm sitting here, right, like you see what that NFL sign is, that's how far away it was from me, like from my ear. It's hard to explain because it just went right by me like that, and I turned around like that, and I was like, bro, if I was just a little over, I'd have been dead, bro. Like it was
That's
scary.
it's a good thing I ain't quick. It was just like,
It was a good thing I was
If I was a
ducking.
little bit faster, it would have been right for
I was ducking. And I was
if I made
running,
varsity,
and I just see the-
Good thing I was in JVs like that.
It's the suckiest part. That's the door. That's the fight. So it came from that direction. It was
Yeah.
scary. It was so scary. That was probably the scariest thing that I've ever
I don't think I have any traumatic experiences.
I
I just got like
I
little
have a
quick.
knack for knowing something bad's gonna happen. I'm like, all right.
Right, bro. I be feeling that like
That's
something.
That's how I am too. Is that like?
You feel
Cause
the vibe.
I always say God be looking out for me. I say it straight like that too. God be looking out for me. Because every time something is about to happen, I'll be like, let me mess with this girl. I'm like, nah. And I stay home that night. Next thing you know, my homie hits me up. Hey, good thing you messed with her, bro. She got herpes. I'm like,
Wow.
It be something like that. Either like something like that, or it's like, hey, I'm about to go to this party. I don't really feel like doing it. I'm gonna just play on the game today. That party was shot up to the, it's like, bruh, like that. It always happens. Every time I'm like, I don't feel like going to this. God, I tell you, God always look out for me. I
I
always
was
say
so
that.
glad. I was so glad I made it.
I ain't never had a bullet go by my head.
Not like this thing. I didn't know.
Okay, now I got plenty of those stories.
I'm saying that probably has a buzz.
That was a scary.
This happens when you grow up in the hood. I'm sorry.
That was a party in the hood too. So
We
I grew up
thank
next
you
to
and your generation for doing better. So that we don't have to live in the circumstances that you grew up in.
Thank
You
y'all
guys
for going to
ran so we could crawl.
I can't respect
Yeah.
you for that, for not letting them go to that, because
I'm saying thank you
even
for
my
going to
parents
college.
too. I was
Did
just a hard-headed kid, so I hung out with some of those type of people.
Thank
sometimes.
you for putting us in these gentrified neighborhoods.
I wanna
There's some
laugh.
truth to that. 'Cause I didn't want my kids growing up how I grew up.
He said, I never thought you. I said, I never would live out here if I thought you needed a gun to walk down the street. Like y'all live in the hood, first off.
Yeah, like nigga, Ezel is right there. Like the whole
He's in an
crackhead.
ice cream truck
And
right now,
remember,
ready
he
to shoot
don't
me.
keep-
Yeah, but the downside is like, Dad, I need to go to the school. You're holding me up. I need a ride. You know.
Oh,
That's
I didn't know
you.
we were Charlie Brown's kids.
was
Like, yeah, I said,
This was a good episode.
Yeah,
We got way off topic.
We really did.
Yeah, but you
That's
probably
how it
have to
always
do
is.
another segment
that's
for
how
this
it
show
always is, though.
because it's worthy of more conversation.
Yeah, but I feel like we should just have a whole nother one like this, and that's just the Halloween episode. But I do want to thank y'all though.
we gotta find a topic like everybody's also well versed in. You know what I'm saying? Like,
All right.
cause like
It's like a plug in on SoundCloud in it.
Anybody,
No, joking.
but anybody got anybody want to plug something in there? So you want to plug something?
Okay. But
Wait.
I'm gonna let you introduce.
What did you learn from today's episode?
I learned not to go to hood parties because you might get a bullet fly by your head, and I learned. That's about it. I didn't really learn anything else.
I mean, I
No,
kind of,
man.
it just enlightened me to know that, like, people are, like, it's kind of funny
It
to think
could
about it, are scared of things that, like, you wouldn't expect people to be scared of. You know what I'm saying? So.
You chewing the mess out that girl.
Scary movies are whack.
She said,
Scary
scary.
movies are whack.
She was like, yeah, this ain't it.
rats are not okay.
I'm gonna say that too.
Why you gotta go there? Jesus.
That rat story is, I can see why you traumatized.
That's the scariest shit I ever heard in my
I would
life.
never.
Well,
ever
you
in
got
my
a
life.
picture.
All my
That,
cousins
you
would've
think
been
about the
dead.
sensation of that.
I don't want to.
The
That's the thing. I
fur
don't
on your
want.
tongue and the roof
I
of
feel like
your
it tastes
mouth.
like a tennis ball, like with a tennis ball.
Stop. Oh, God. I'll be right back.
What did I learn for today? be nice to your tethered or your doppelganger, whatever. I learned that.
It might make you eat rabbits.
Yeah, I'm not gonna work them too hard.
I almost farted.
Y'all would have been in for some mess. Good thing you can't smell what's going on in here. If he would have farted, it would have been all bad.
Yeah, but that's audio and video. We're good.
That's what I'm saying. You ever smelled a hard-boiled egg?
God damn.
Hey, you ain't been eating roses yourself, boy, when you get started.
Alright, but
You anybody want to plug anything though?
I go by the name of Troy Diamond. Follow me at Troy X Diamond. I got wristbands and things like that, and
Good
music
one.
and stuff. You can buy them and listen to my music.
Follow me at Jalil Savion on Instagram and Twitter.
You might have to spell that out.
JALILSAVION, Twitter, Instagram. Yeah, Twitter, Instagram. I had to think about it for a second.
You want to plug anything?
Follow me on Instagram, MAUR__N.
Follow me on Twitter at Prince Rojo.
We got no underscores or nothing.
Nope.
All lowercase.
I'm coming up with a website soon, and we're gonna have Twitter and everything soon. Right
Try to
now,
make this like Joe
follow me on _KD3, which is HANH_KD3, or OCKAPELLAH acapella. Yeah. All right. So anybody else? It was real aggressive. So if everybody else is done,
I'm good.
Y'all should have a great rest of the year.
y'all don't stop interrupting me.
Oh, you was good.
I was gonna do it. All right.
He's wishing a great rest of the year. It ain't December 28th, man. We got
I
more
said
shows.
rest of the year.
You not coming back? Well, no, you're
No,
not.
I am coming back.
You're not, because I don't want you back. Anyway, keep on.
Now,
I
I'm talking. All right. Bye.